Welcome back to the breakdown. It is Wednesday, August 21st. Another huge slate of action in the MLB, and we got a lot of early games to talk about today. As always, in these videos, we talk about every single game. I give out some leans, picks, predictions. Then at the end of the video, we will look at some hot and cold hitters, some good and bad matchups, and we're going to talk about a ton of different things in this video. If you are new, my name's Austin. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, drop a like if you've been enjoying the breakdowns. It's been a lot of fun doing them. Yesterday, I feel like I tossed out a lot of helpful nuggets and a lot of good leans and picks in there. Obviously, if you want all of our best bets, that'll be posted in the next video that follows this video. So definitely check that out, post in a little bit. But let's dive in the game today. As always, if you ever want to sign up for any sports books or maybe daily fantasy apps like PrizePicks, Underdog, Fantasy, Sleep, or Parlay, Play, you name it, use the links down below. It helps support the channel. If you ever want all of our picks early, you can click that DubClub link. I think we have a link down there that gives you buy 3 months and you get one free. Normally, a lot of people are charging for their picks at like $30 a month or at $6. So, hey, pretty good offer if you ever interested in that. We got, NFL coming up in just a few weeks, and then NBA, that 3 months and get one free will last you a pretty long time. But that's not what you came here for. Came here to dive into the games. The first game on the slate is Orioles taking on the Mets. Now, here we have an 8.5 total. The Mets, again, find themselves as short favorites, minus 130. They've got Sean Manaea versus Cole Irvin. Cole Irvin hasn't necessarily started in a hot minute, but he's been pitching here and there. Again, a battle of the lefties here. Now, this one's an interesting one. Obviously, the O's put up, 9 runs yesterday, high scoring in the first 5, a high scoring game in general. And looking at this game, still an 8.5 total, a little bit suspect. I think there's some runs. I don't know if I'm getting involved here in the first game on the slate. I feel like with both these two pitchers, every time, and you guys might have some pitchers out there that you feel like you never get their starts right. Like if I fade Sean Manaea, Bro's the best pitcher in the world. But if I'm like, I kind of like what he's doing recently, 5 earned runs right on my dome. Same kind of thing goes for Cole Irvin. He either is all or nothing. So I don't mind maybe a first 5 under here. Full game, probably count me out. I don't want to touch that Baltimore bullpen. Heck, the Mets hasn't been a ton better recently. But if you are going to take an under here, I don't mind a first 5 under. Again, I don't have a great track record with either of these two pitchers. And these two offenses, the Mets, historically, when I've faded them, Pete Alonso is auto locked in for 2+ bags, an RBI, and probably a home run. So again, I don't know if I'm getting involved in this game. I do have a lot of picks today, but I don't think this is going to be one that I have an official pick in. Next game, we have Red Sox taking on the Astros. The return of Justin Verlander, he's on the mound, taking on my boy Cooper Criswell. Now, Cooper, we've talked about it before. We faded him in his last outing against the O's. Don't be shocked if maybe Cooper doesn't start here, but he's their bulk reliever. That's kind of what they did in their last start. Wouldn't shock me if they did that again. Maybe Bernardino opens in front of him, like throw a lefty in there, and then throw the righty Criswell to kind of mess up with the Astros. But don't necessarily know if that would work a ton with the Astros, given that, the top 3 in their lineup are typically some righties and then Jordan. So like Altuve, Bregman, and then Jordan. But hey, go crazy. Now, not surprised to see Houston as sizable favorites here. I don't think Criswell's all too good. We faded him in that last start, and he didn't do all too well. I do think that this is a game. I wish the over-under kind of moved up. The fact that it's still 8.5, a little bit suspect. I still like Boston. We know they can put up runs on any pitcher, and I think the Houston Astros can put up runs as well. Yesterday, there were a lot of runs in this game. I mean, I forget what the final score was in this Red Sox game, but I'm pretty sure it was a ton of runs, if I'm not mistaken. What was it, 6-5? They've gone over the first 2 games in the series. I hate taking an over in that third game, but I do think that there's going to be runs here. I mean, heck, after the first inning, when they both scored 3, if you took the tie, props to you. But after that, there wasn't really a lot of runs. I mean, 6 runs in the first inning, I guess 5 the rest of the game. Still, I lean it over here. Again, probably not a game I'm getting involved in. I do like the Astros, though, to win that game. Next game, we have Pirates taking on the Rangers. We have Domingo Germán making his first start since coming back. He's obviously interesting. He'll face the Rangers, and you have the Rangers as sizable favorites with Andrew Heaney on the mound. We talked about the Pirates yesterday. They've been good against lefties. They were able to get some things going yesterday. Will they be able to get it to going today? I don't know if they did against Cody Bradford. Will they get it done against Heaney? Maybe. I mean, Pirates are an offense that do you want to trust? They're returning back home tomorrow to face the Reds. So this could be a game where the Pirates just mail it in. They've kind of already mailed it in on the season. I don't know if I'd want to back the Pirates in any capacity today. Maybe an under in this spot. I honestly don't mind an under 8.5. I always feel like that final game of the series, maybe the pitching can make those adjustments. I don't hate Heaney. I think he can pitch decently, 2-3 earned runs. Germán's not my favorite guy. I don't know what I'm getting from him because he hasn't really started. I think he only has 6 innings to his name. He's been a bulk reliever for the most part. far. We've seen him obviously have some good starts, some bad starts. Rangers are not an offense I'm scared of fading. Sure, they have some good bats in there, but maybe Domingo can work around those. I don't mind an under, though. I don't. Maybe a Pirates team total under. I just don't see them scoring a ton of runs. Final game of their road trip. Now going back home to take on the Reds. They got Skeens on the mound tomorrow. Probably would. I don't mind fading the Pirates here. Maybe taking their team total under. I don't mind that at all. Next game, we have the White Sox taking on the Giants. If you want the most popular nerfy of the day, this is probably going to be it. I don't say I hate the nerfy, but I hate being on the most popular one. You got Garrett Crochet, who I don't know his nerfy record off the top of my head, but it's very good. We'll note every time I take the nerfy, he always cooks me. Logan Webb obviously will go for the Giants. And when you look at Logan Webb, as I see Logan's texting me, we'll see what he goes with his official pick. I look at Logan Webb. He's got 20.5 minus 155 outs line. White Sox on paper, they looked good against righties. Do I trust them against righties? Do I think they're second in batting average worthy against righties? Not really. I feel like that's a little bit inflated from that one series, one game against the Yankees where they put up 12 runs. Don't remember who started there. Not going to be Logan Webb's caliber, who we know Logan Webb is one of the best pitchers, especially at home. Crochet's been very good. The Giants, if you're ever going to back them, it's typically against a lefty. I'd probably avoiding this game. I'm not going to lie to you. It's an early start out in San Fran. Count me out. I don't want to get involved in that game. But, hey, we'll see if the White Sox maybe can keep it going against righties. They faced a couple lefties in Kyle Harrison and Robbie Ray so far this series. We'll see if they can keep things going here. Next game, we have Marlins taking on the D-backs. They're hosting the D-backs final game of this series. Jordan Montgomery versus Roddery Munoz. I'll spoil one of my picks. I'm going to be on the over in this game. I think I got it at 8 and minus 120-ish. I don't mind the 8.5. I don't think Montgomery's all too good. And Roddery Munoz is terrible. Definitely watch the best bets video. I'm going to talk about this one in depth. Why I think there's a ton of runs. Do think the Marlins have a chance at actually winning this game, but I think this one's pretty high scoring. So I do like the over a lot in this game, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in the best bets video, which we posted after this one. Tap in that game. You'll see exactly why I'm on the over, and I'll talk about a lot of different things more in depth about Montgomery and Munoz and some splits and things like that. So go check out the best bets video. Hate to say, hey, go check it out, but a lot of good key nuggets in there. And I don't want to waste more of your time talking about it twice if you watch the best bets video too. Next game, Twins Padres. Twins were up early in that game yesterday, and the Padres came back. That's what they've done all year long. I mean, man, the Padres are going to be tough out come the playoffs. I mean, they should make it. So right now you have an 8.5 total. Padres slight favorites, minus 125. Matt Waldron versus Simeon Woods Richardson. Waldron coming off a terrible outing against the Rockies in Colorado. Don't know if he's seen the Twins yet. If you haven't seen the Twins, I feel like that knuckleball will work pretty well for him. The Twins, I never know what I'm getting from them offensively. I feel like a lot of their stats are inflated from when they had their 13-game winning streak. I just never know. Now they feel inconsistent. You get a good game from them, then you get nothing. Back and forth, back and forth. Padres have been pretty consistent. Woods Richardson, not a huge strikeout guy. I feel like mostly he relies on soft contact. I still like the Padres here on the money line. I know it's hard to sweep a team, but I do think the Padres they're just one of those great teams right now, and I think they could get the job done. Matt Waldron, I like him. Coming off a bad start. I don't think the Twins have probably seen him and his knuckleballs. So that might be a little bit tough to time up. I do like the Padres here. I think there's runs here. I think it gets close to 8.5. I don't know if they get over 8, but I think there's going to be at least 7 runs in this game. It's going to come down to maybe you get some luck in those bullpens, which have been, good, bad, you never know. But again, I lean Padres money line in that game. Next game, Rockies taking on the Nationals. So you have Tanner Gordon going against Mitchell Parker. Yesterday, the Rockies did get the win. I believe, right? They got the win. Nats bats did not show up. Today, they'll get a good matchup against Tanner Gordon in a 7 ERA. He sucks. And Mitchell Parker, he hasn't been really good either. I like an over in this game. Coming off a low-scoring game yesterday, right? If I were to look at it, I want to say it was... I know they got 3 on DJ Hers, but I don't think there was a lot more scoring outside of that. Yeah, what was the final score? 3-1. Gomber pitched a gem. He was 7 innings. I do like an over probably in this game. I think the Nats bats show up against Tanner Gordon. He's one of the guys I think is honestly terrible. Rockies bullpen's terrible. Nats, their bullpen's been better on paper, 2.23 ERA. But I don't trust Mitchell Parker, and I still don't trust that bullpen. They were able to hold things down yesterday after DJ Hers came out, but I still don't trust them at all. So I do like it over in this game. I think we're finally starting to see more runs on the board. I like this over. I think the Nats can put up runs. I think the Rockies can put up runs on Mitchell Parker. He feels like he always spawns in with 3 runs. I don't mind an over in that game. Yesterday, a wild game. Guardians, Yankees. If you had the under in this game, You didn't look good early. Then you looked good late. And then extra innings, you got 12th inning. The Guardians put up like a 6 spot. Yankees put up 2 runs in that one. They have another battle of 2 lefties. Cantillo versus Nestor Cortez. Keep forgetting to change Detroit to New York Yankees, but I think you understand. There's a lot of stats we got to put together. Cut me a break. That's going to be the one little mishap we'll have. But Yankees have been all right against lefties. We're able to get some things going against Matthew Boyd, mostly in the first inning with the Soto and Judge home runs on back-to-back pitches. Not pitches, but back-to-back plate appearances. Today, another 8.5 total. Yankees sizable favorites. Cortez, we've talked about him. He's been much better at home. I don't know if I'd really want to lay minus 165. I just think the Guardians have the offense to get the job done, and they have the bullpen to close things out. Obviously, 2 teams coming in here, bullpen's pretty banged up after yesterday going into 12 innings. So maybe if you're looking for an over, this isn't a terrible game. I think the Yankees can put up runs on Cantillo, a guy that has a problem with the home run ball. And Cortez is not a guy that I really honestly consider to be a super, good ace. I mean, sure, say, hey, stats are good at home, but what have you done for me lately? And it hasn't been a whole lot. So again, I don't mind another over here. I think the bullpens are pretty fatigued. Guardians not opposed to using their guys multiple days. Class A could pitch every day for the whole week, and they're not concerned there. But I do think there's, again, some runs here. I think the Yankees win that game. Not sure it's worth laying minus 165, though. I'm being honest, maybe a parlay piece. Next one, we have Reds taking on the Jays. Today, you see the Jays as slight underdogs. They came off a 10-run experience against Carson Spears, who sucks. I'm going to be on Nick Martinez in some capacity today. Still trying to figure out how. Sure, Toronto's been good against righties, but I don't know if I really trust him a ton. I'm not too scared of Toronto so much. And Nick Martinez has been an absolute dog on the road. Just look at his splits. He's been so good. Yariel Rodriguez, I understand why the Reds are slight favorites here. I don't think Yariel Rodriguez is all too good, but I do think that the Reds have a chance here to win this one. And I honestly think that we could see the Reds put up some runs here against Rodriguez. Bullpens come down to it. I like the Reds. I would back them on the money line here. The fact they're even favored, I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. Logan just texted me his pick. We'll see what he goes with. I'm just going to tell him I love it. That's how it normally goes. Logan and I are up early. He's texting me his picks. I text him the ones that I'm probably rolling with. And we collaborate on the picks. But again, I like Nick Martinez a lot in this spot. I think he pitches well. I don't know if he'll be an efficient outing, but I think he pitches well enough to give him the win. Next one, Phillies taking on the Braves. So you have Aaron Nola versus Max Fried. Worth noting, Fried's not pitched well recently. He's just not pitched well. Philly's been really good against lefties. Aaron Nola has decent numbers against Atlanta. Atlanta, pretty good splits, though, right now against righties. Yesterday, very low-scoring game. I could have told you Phillies with Zach Wheeler on the mound, a short money line price probably wasn't going to hit, and sure enough, it did not. Today, I think there's runs in this game, 7.5, 8 total. I think there's runs. I think Fried gives up his fair share of runs, and I just think there's runs here. Look, call me crazy. I think Philly puts up runs, but I think Aaron Nola will give up his fair share. I like an over in this game a lot. I think coming off a low-scoring game yesterday, right? Wasn't it like 3-2, 3-1? Yeah, 3-1. But they did get a lot of hits. I mean, 5-7 hits. I mean, not a great outing. 1 for 6 runners in scoring position for the Phillies. 1 for 8 for the Braves. I think there's some runs in that game, so I don't mind backing an over. I think Logan, I'll spoil his pick, will be in that game. I'm not going to say what it is. I'll let him talk about it in the best bets video, but his pick is in that game. Next one, Brewers and Cardinals. Bro, the Cardinals ruined our sweep last night. We needed a sweep, and they couldn't get a hit with 1 out, and with runners in scoring position in the 9th inning. They get 1 hit. They probably walk it off and win 4-3. So you got Kyle Gibson going against Tobias Myers. Look, we normally want to run back our losses. We're not going to do it here because the Cardinals are kind of annoying, and I don't know if I trust them right now. But I wouldn't be shocked if they win today. Just know I'll be rooting for the Cardinals for the sake of running back our picks, which we lost in Cardinals ML yesterday. Does result in a winner. But I don't know if I'm willing to do it right now. But I do think that we see them win this game. So I do like the Cardinals. Don't mind them taking them. I don't know if I'd bet their money line. I'm probably avoiding that game altogether. But it wouldn't shock me again if the Cardinals... They've lost like 7 straight, though. So, or not 7 straight, but a lot recently. Brewers are hot. Again, Kyle Gibson's not my favorite guy to back, if I'm being honest. Next game, I didn't talk a lot about this one yesterday. Tigers and Cubs. I'm not going to do it a lot today. Cubs won, 3-1 yesterday. Dave Jamison Tyone going up against, I don't know who. The Tigers, don't know why they refused to list a starting pitcher. These are 2 offenses that I think stink. Again, I don't mind an under here. You can get a 7.5, 8.5 line. Don't mind it there. Two solid bullpens. Tyone's solid at home. And I don't know who the heck the Tigers could trot out there unless it's a lefty. Probably don't mind backing an under here. I probably would wait to see who the Tigers start, though. That'd probably be the key indicator. If they start a righty, I don't mind fading the Cubs. You look at their metrics. They've been absolutely bottom of the barrel against in pretty much every single metric versus right-handed pitching. Count me out. Next game, Angels and Royals. I put a woo next to Johnny Cueto making his first start of the year. Obviously, the 38-year-old veteran. He was in the minors, didn't pitch too well there. Yesterday, we saw the Angels. I talked about it. I thought they could get up some runs on Reagans, and they did just that. Rocked Reagans, put up like 5 on him, 1-9, 5, 9, something like that. I think that was the final score in terms of that game. You know what? I have the game scores pulled up here. They won that 9-5. Good for them. Like today, Michael Lorenzen's pitched pretty well for the Royals. If you want to take his under and earned run, go for it. He's not an efficient pitcher, so you shouldn't have to wait and watch him for 8 innings. He's not going to last that long. He will be out there for probably 5 or 6. Normally not an efficient guy. Angels have been bottom of the barrel against righties recently. It's going to be a tough spot for Johnny Cueto making his first start of the year. This feels like a punchy bag opportunity for the Royals. I'll probably be back on Bobby Witt Jr.'s over in bases. He's just the GOAT, and he's just absolutely crushing the baseball. And Johnny Cueto, got to get involved. I got to fade him. He was not good last year, and I honestly don't think this is a great start for him. Royals, good luck. Good luck, Johnny Cueto. I'm rooting the best for you, brother. But give up a double to Bobby Witt Jr., and I don't care how you pitch the rest of the game. Next one, Rays and A's. I talked about this yesterday. I like the under once again, and I wish I picked it. I told you Joey Estes is a dog at home, and he pitched well. Today you got Pepio versus Mitch Spence. I wouldn't mind an under here getting involved. Sometimes I feel like when those first 2 games of the series, though, are super low scoring, that third game is like, boom, here's all the runs. Now, it's going to be hard to do, given that both these offenses kind of suck, but I still think Mitch Spence, if there's a guy to get the Rays to figure things out, it's him. Pepio is a guy that does give up some home runs here and there. Maybe the A's get things going. Also doesn't pitch far in the games. Bullpens have pitched a little bit so far this series. Not sure I really want to touch this one. Like I said, I don't mind an under. I just don't think it's one of my most confident leans or picks that I've given out in this video. So I'm probably avoiding it. But if you want to go for another under and try to test the streak, see if they can go 3 straight under, go for it. That's normally not my favorite spot. Maybe I'm superstitious. Just a spot I don't love to be in. Finally, final game on the slate, Mariners taking on the Dodgers. Yesterday, you saw the Dodgers win that game 6-3. A little comeback victory. They were down early, but they were able to get things going, and they were able to score late in that game. They were down 3-0 after the third, but they put up 2 in the fourth. So not necessarily a big come from behind victory. Let's look at these guys. I don't mind. You got Jack Flaherty going against Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert, I don't mind either of these guys to go 6 innings. I know their outs lines are juiced. Logan Gilbert, that's what he does. He goes 6. Even if he gets rocked, he typically goes 6. Obviously, going to 6 against the Dodgers, not the easiest thing, but they have some guys in there that will swing early at some pitches, and he can put some guys away in there. I don't know how you would want to back the Mariners. Their offense is just so disgusting. Jack Flaherty's been pretty good. I think that Logan Gilbert gives them a shot. The fact that this is a 7.5 total, you don't get a lot of 7.5 totals in Dodger Stadium. I think this is a lower scoring game. I think Logan Gilbert, maybe I'll throw him in a parlay for over 17.5 outs. I think he can do that. I know the Dodgers are a scary matchup, but they need Logan Gilbert out there to go 6. That's what they pay him to do, and I certainly think they can get that job done. I'm curious who the next Mariners series is. I'm going to check right now. They currently have the day off, and then they go to they are back at home to face San Francisco and Tampa Bay. So tomorrow they got Castillo going. I still think Logan Gilbert gives them 6. Not sure my most confident parlay piece, but probably will be in a parlay or something on the side. Finally, we wrap up talking about some hot and cold hitters and some guys that can't buy a hit at the plate. Let's talk about the guys that are hot. Jock Peterson, he's been scorching out. We love him. He'll be in the lineup today against a righty. Masataka Yoshida, I think he went cold a little bit yesterday. I know his batting average prior to yesterday was super hot. Let's see what he did yesterday. He's still batting 500, so you got to give the guys some props. He hit, and he went 0 for 5 yesterday. So maybe that was a little bit of cooling down. Marcell Ozuna has been good. Bobby Witt Jr., Aaron Judge, and Bobby's teammate Vinny, the Pasquatch, has been scorching hot. He's been getting RBIs. I would take his HRR prop today, but Vinny hates me when I back him. He went 0 for 5. So I won't jinx him. Instead, I'll just back Bobby 2 bags, the guys to go. And finally, some guys that are cold. Josh Bell, 0 for 18. I need something from you, brother. You're back at home with your Marlins. I need something today. Rhys Hoskins, Randy Rosarena, Isaac Paredes. 2 former Rays in there. They made a good decision there. Brian Reynolds been cold, and Alex Verdugo, leadoff for the Yanks, been pretty cold. Yikes. Finally, good and bad matchups. First off, Trey Turner, 17 for 43, batting .395 versus Fried, 3 homers. A lot of production there. JT Realmuto versus Fried, very good splits, 4 homers in there as well. Not sure you want to go out on Javier Baez, but he is back in Chicago. 12 for 21 against Tyone with 2 homers. That's probably not my favorite one in there. I imagine a lot of those ABs are early. Castellanos, another guy against Fried, 11 for 18 with the homer. Marcell Ozuna, not the biggest numbers against Nola, only 14 of 60, but 4 homers in there. So maybe you're looking for a home run guy. Worse guys out there than Marcell Ozuna. And finally, some bad matchups today. Guys that haven't done too well against the opposing pitcher. Travis d'Arnaud, he was one of the guys listed on the hot matchup yesterday, and I wonder how he did. He had pretty good splits against Wheeler. Now, it is Wheeler, so take it with a grain of salt, but how did he do? Well, he wasn't in the lineup. Is he injured? Maybe. I don't know. He has bad splits against Nola. Kyle Schwarber, not great splits against Fried. Couple walks in there. William Contreras, 2 for 16 against Kyle Gibson. Jose Ramirez against Nestor Cortez, 1 for 13. Endeavors, 2 for 12 against Verlander. Now, I'd imagine a lot of those outings are probably early on in their careers. Devers a little bit better of a hitter than he was early on, but again, maybe you're trying to pitcher. But again, that is episode, I don't know what number of the breakdown, but it's August 21st. Hope you have a great Wednesday. And I will see you guys in the best bets video, which we're about to record in a moment. So if you want to see our best bets, the things we have locked in, I think we have 5 picks today. Go tap into that video. It'll be posted right after this one, probably within an hour, hour and a half. Go tap into it. Go check it out. See what our best bets are. We've had 2 back-to-back 2-in-1 days. Trying to go for another winning day. Go check out that video. It's Austin signing out. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.